Oh god. Yes, and hello, I'm Darth Leon and this is Let's Play Phoenix Wright as attorney. In the last episode we defeated, no, we not defeated, we found a lot about this case and we found who is the thing and the thing. Yes. So, in this episode we are going to do a lot of things. I really don't want to do this. And my PC is also taking very much, and yeah, I'm kind of afraid of even doing these episodes. And in this episode we are going to cross-examine people, mainly Angel Star. The defendant is called to trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Mrs. Kai, you remind me a lot of Mia. But there is one decisive difference between her and you, and that is, you're not a defense attorney. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. That's very helpful. My first trial without a faith helping me. What was that? What was it? No one's going to bail me out of it this time. I'll be alone in there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself. Well, let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way. Well, yes. That's what I was going to say. Well, here we are again, the old gang. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. Been quite a while actually. I haven't been in court since Edgeworth's trial. It's been a while now. I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment has been made here in our hands, not those of anyone else. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot. Whoa, he's much more forceful in person. She doesn't feel like confessing to everything. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. What? There is a witness to her crime. A professional witness. Well, what? The prosecution calls its first witness, Mrs. Angel Star, to the stand. The Coffee Queen? Haven't I seen you somewhere? Ding. You ordered the caviar lunch, right? Oh, caviar. I've never eaten caviar before. The judge is really wolfing it down. And for you, I have a fiesta bowl. Thanks. Will the witness state her name and profession? And you, sir, did you order the fingerprint lunchbox? It's too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. Well, Your Honor, how does it taste? So this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts. Actually, I don't quite like caviar. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. What are you even talking about? Name, profession, now! Me? The name is Angel Star. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted to say, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well, witness. Please describe the incident for us. The prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating. Hurry it up. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime. Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I'm a professional. What exactly does that mean? Nearly 2 years ago, Mrs. Angel Star was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective. What? Mrs. Star was a detective? 2 years ago? Everything is about 2 years ago. Aha! I know who you are. Cough up, Queen Angel Star, Your Honor. Long time no see. Very well, you may continue with the discussion, Mr. Star. Just who is this lady? If I may have the court's attention over here. Well, the parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into two blocks. Block A is for the prosecutor's office personnel. Block B is for the visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the two blocks. Suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor spaces, yes. The crime took place by a car in the back of the A block, in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with a knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness and an arrest was made on the spot. And who was this violent witness? Why, it was me, Your Honor. Stop typing, please, thank you. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime? Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I beheaded the chief prosecutor. Seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright? I can't agree on principle, Your Honor. It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining? If you can, then give them your words, Mrs. Star. Wait, they are talking about me? Somehow I always knew a day like this would come. Sure. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend. When I sensed something, perhaps it was my finally home detective instincts working. Then, through a wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garnished car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointing tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Well, I hope you enjoyed this because it's actually very hard testimony to crush. The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman. So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed? I'm still thinking about that. It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may also examine the witness. Well, I hope you enjoy hard to crack things, because, well, so let's start off with a very important one, which is the next through a wire fence something, yeah. So which is actually very important, and let's press it. By garnished car you mean Mr. Edgeworth cars, yeah. Mr. Edgeworth's? Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's, wasn't it? Indeed it was. What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you were sure it was the defendant. I saw her no further than 30 feet away. I am certain it was her. If she's telling the truth, we're doomed. Let's do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always complain. We're dealing with Edgeworth here. I need better material before I start pressing this. Can you tell us what the suspect was doing when you saw her? Well, so press this statement. Tell me more about this knife and the suspect was carrying. Well, I'd say the blade was about 10 cm long. Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It's your knife after all. Yeah, that's about right. Prosecutors are by nature very well versed with the location of a man's vital organs. Wow, I'm sure it's easier than boiling an egg from my egg-salad surprise set. You can testify as to her ability to kill an egg, a person. Perhaps a chicken salad would have been a better metaphor? So the defendant was holding a knife. What then? What, wasn't that what I was supposed to... Oh, yeah, I am supposed to press everything else before that. I'm sorry for that. So we're supposed to press the first three statements that all talk about some bugger roll and stuff. And I was even wrong for doing, you know, pressing just statement 4. So let me start off. No, thank you. So let me start off by pressing stuff. I don't believe they say anything too important. Okay, so yeah, there's nothing much is being said here. Mostly that, well, she was about 30 feet from him. I believe we saw that. And she was in block B because she was a visitor. So let's continue on by pressing this statement again. So yeah, witness, in your testimony you clearly stated the following: prosecutors are nothing more than worms, ergo, you are a biased witness. You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, Rocky. Huh? Rocky? Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. I'll fry you like a fritter. Yeah, sure. That was inspiring. I believe I've heard that tagline anywhere. You could cry plagiarism? Huh? I may be relegated to the lowly post of landlady, but my instincts are honed. A photograph? You took this? The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap! I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera. I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. This is my first time seeing this photograph. You'd think I showed this to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs. Well, this is most certainly the defendant. Uh-oh, that is unmistakably Lana Sky. So, what was the defendant doing at the time? Well... So... let's press this thing again. No, what? No! Oh! I'm not supposed to press this, I'm supposed to press something. Stupid, sorry, bad notes. I actually can't remember anything on this because everything is so complicated, so I have everything noted down. And you witnessed this? You saw Mrs. Sky stab the victim with a knife? As I've already said, yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunch. Sure that is a fine lunch. But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. In this photograph you took of the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Mrs. Sky not holding a knife? Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection? Let's be a little more careful with our evidence, shall we? It is you that needs to be more careful, Mr. Wright. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing. How can you tell that? Blood splatter. Huh? See the dark crimson stain in the chief prosecutor's coat? It's a black and white photograph. Ah, yes, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem, except you. Mr. Wright, are you going to just sit there and take this kind of abuse? You got a better idea? Yeah, we should reject, really. Wait, that contradicts with what the witness said in her testimony, namely that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies. That's it? If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. I'm not sure I understood it, but good advice. Yeah, sure, whatever. I didn't have time to stop here. Prosecutor Sky was called calculating like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder. Premeditated? How do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hand in the photograph. Huh? Are those gloves? Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? If it was not premeditated, she would not have been wearing those gloves. These gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation. A premeditated murder, a serious offense. Yeah. Witness, add this to your testimony. Well, you might say that this murder was planned, but why would she use a knife that she just found? Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I'll sell box of lunches for a living, you know. That actually means nothing. This is a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk. Indeed, it is my knife. Silence. What's with this case? The bloody murder weapon, a red car, all belonging to the prosecutor there? The defendant is the chief prosecutor from the district. Mommy, I'm prosecutor's bad people. I love that line. Mommy, I'm prosecutor's bad people. The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony. Was that Ricky? In your testimony, you said that Lana Sky planned this murder. Then why was she and that's why she was wearing those special gloves. Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning. However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing? The murder weapon. Oh? This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon. Expert advice, guys, take it from Phoenix. Order, order, order! Great, now the tide is turning in our favor. Great show, Miss Wright. My sister as good as free. Yeah, nothing of the sort. Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. Oh, what? I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such a terrifying detail, but this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. Pah. The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Sky, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing the prosecution needs to prove, nothing else. Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now. But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If she wasn't, why would she have been wearing... No one cares about them. I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought. How dare you. My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. This is going really well. Really well. So, against deduction. Angels. Lana Sky intended to murder Detective Goodman. And because she wasn't good here. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plant the knife in again and again. So if I order pizza, does it mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy? Yep, yep it does. Yes, I would like some pizza. Yes, I'm sending in the delivery boy. Imagine how fun that would be actually. You're surprising this kid. Wait, did I just call murder funny? Maybe I should check. Maybe I just say psychiatrist. Anyway, nothing else could drive the human machine to hit the knife again and again. He was stabbed once. You say she stabbed him again and again, but you couldn't have witnessed that. Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my moss surprise! I'm afraid the moss is going under your feet as we wait, Mr. Star. Oops! I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that the death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound. Aha! You're right! Good job, Mr. Edgeworth. Hello? We were the ones. Hello? Yes? Well, witness? You got the crime scene set, right? Oh, thanks. I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood. But now, I realize that such mistakes are possible. So, you're saying that you mistook something for blood? Once you lifted your knife, I saw blood at your breast. Splattered blood from the victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice. Then tell us what you thought was blood. Testify. Okay, sure. The red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was. The what? Her red muffler? Yeah, like a scarf. The chief prosecutor always wears one around her neck. And she can be easily hanged at the moment's notice, I suppose. She's right. Mrs. Erskine was wearing a red scarf, wasn't it? But wait, isn't it that you mistook that for a splatter of blood? Well, people often mistake my beard for a bib. For what? That's why this place feels so much like Kindergarten sometimes. Actually, I do think I saw some traces of blood in her chest. However, the autopsy report is clean on the matter. There was only one knife wound. Apparently, Mrs. Starr isn't entirely sure on her own testimony. Mr. Wright, this is our chance. Chance for what, I wonder? Mr. has turned out to be a sort. Wow. So now that we know more about what this muffler is, because well, it is actually a word that could be unknown to some people, especially people that like a lot of cars, because muffler is also the thing that, you know, silences the exhaust fume, I'm sorry. And this actually will be a point later on. So, well, the photo you showed us doesn't show a muffler, so yeah, suck on this. Mrs. Starr, I demand an explanation. The witness is clearly not suited for detective work. What? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or a muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you've proved it yourself with this photograph. Huh? But that can be. Only a true professional could be so clueless. I'm sure you'll make a good lunch lady, have no fear. Harry was worse, but good. In the end, Mr. Ellsworth prevails. Yeah, but it was there, a scarf. No, that, but something red. Really? Well, now, where are we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude. Now back to business. What? Yeah, actually, what? Very well, witness. Continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that. Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least. Ultimately, we couldn't take the most important part of your testimony. Yeah, so I'm sorry. Unfortunately, the most important part, the part where your sister stabs the victim. Yeah, the next testimony might be the moment of truth.